Boys and girls, welcome to BenchART, I'm for Classic, and welcome to Back 4 Blood, a game developed by the Turtle Rock Studios, and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So Turtle Rock Studios are the same developers of the first Left 4 Dead. This is the open beta version, so this is not the final version of the game. So I'm using 720p, using the lowest settings possible, using DirectX 11, and my experience with the game, it is simply horrible or nearly unplayable. For me, it is unplayable. All right, I don't recommend you to play the game like this. I'm not really sure how the final version will be, but I'm hoping that it will be more optimized for the CPU. It's something that I really hope to happen, because for now, with my i5, with the 4000 generation, I mean the 4200U, my experience so far, it is the CPU usage, it is just simply at 100%, which causes the game to be very unstable, and sometimes the game just stops for 1 or 2 seconds, making it unplayable. Frame times are all over the place. You can feel like micro stuttering and stuttering, big stutters sometimes, all over the place. And my GPU, the GT 740M, despite it's super weak nowadays, it is being bottlenecked by the CPU. So look at this huge stop. It kind of took like 3 seconds, alright? This is the experience that I got during the open beta. In general, comparing to my other PCs, I actually noticed that the game it is very demanding to the CPU. So if you want something similar to this game, just go with the Left 4 Dead, because it just runs absolutely fine with this laptop. Because Back 4 Blood, for now, in this open beta state, it is not really great. So that's why I'm hoping that the final version of the game will be more optimized than this open beta. Let's hope that this is an old build where they didn't care about optimization, and that during the release they have new codes, optimized stuff for the CPU to help these low-end PCs. There is still no requirements for this game, so I'm not really sure what type of CPU these guys are expecting for this game. But it makes me a little bit sad, because yeah, your CPU is very old, yeah, your GPU is very old, but I mean, the amount of zombies on screen, it is pretty much the same as Left 4 Dead 2, for example, which was released like a decade ago or more. And yet, that game also had tons of zombies on screen, and the game was absolutely fine with that. Alright? This CPU was absolutely fine with that, holding up to 60 frames per second with no issues. Now we have this CPU struggling to even play the game decently. So it's... I don't know, I think that these guys might require to give an optimization pass. But let's end the talk about the performance for now. This is still an open beta, so this might change. Let's hope so. And let's talk a little bit about the game, shall we? Back 4 Blood, since it is developed by the same guys that did develop Left 4 Dead, it is essentially the same game but on steroids. So you have more characters for you to choose from at the beginning, you have more weapons, and you can customize weapons with scopes and, you know, add-ons to the weapons and type of bullets, stuff like that, you know. You have cards that you select each time you start the game. Each card have its own ability or buff or power up that you get to your own character. But essentially, apart from that, the game it is essentially the same. So your objective is just to traverse one point to another of the map, and that's about it. One of the other big differences that I've noticed is that you have much more tools, much more different weapons, alright? But essentially the melee combat now consumes stamina. Alright, so you are not just going to kick, you are not going to hit every zombie with a bat with unlimited stamina. That's not going to happen like it happened in Left 4 Dead. Now the melee consumes stamina. Alright, so it's not really as easy as Left 4 Dead when it comes to melee. But overall, I mean, essentially the game it is the same, but it contains tons of new stuff, tons of new weapons, different types of zombies and power-ups. You still include the versus mode from the classic Left 4 Dead, but essentially, like I said, the core gameplay it is the same. Regarding its price, I still think that the game probably it's a little bit expensive comparing to... I think it's an awesome game, but still I do find it possibly a little bit expensive, but since it will be included on Xbox Game Pass, I think it's awesome. So it's, if you are subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, it's like an excellent free game for you to take advantage of it when it's released, because for now it was simply on beta. I obviously did enjoy the game, since Left 4 Dead 2, for example, it was one of my first cooperative game and I really loved it. So I also love this game. You can really feel that these guys are the same developers, and despite they are using a different engine, it really feels like Left 4 Dead. Aside from the new stuff, as soon as you get observed by the game, you just feel that you are playing Left 4 Dead. For some people, this is good, this is what people were waiting for, but some other people are a little bit more skeptical about this, and they say stuff like, but if it is more or less like Left 4 Dead, I'm just going to play Left 4 Dead since I have it on my Steam account, since it was offered at some point, or it is now cheaper and lighter to run, and I have friends with the game, so I'm just going to play Left 4 Dead instead of buying Back 4 Blood and convincing my friends to buy Back 4 Blood or Xbox Game Pass. So there's really that issue, alright, since the game it is essentially the same. But I think the game will sell well, and since it is included on the Xbox Game Pass, or it will be included on Xbox Game Pass, I think it will be very played by the community, alright? So guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Back 4 Blood. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Thank you a lot for watching. Goodbye.
Well, we're all still breathing.